Well, good evening, and welcome to the Sports Empire Network. This is your boy, Freddie Henderson. I will be your host this evening. I'm joined with my man, Cool. What's going on, brother?
Chilling, man, just enjoying it, living the dream.
There you go. And then we're joined by the teacher, the guy that lived in that time era, the guy that have seen it all, that have stories of the stories, the one and only, my friend, the con man. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Yo, comment, you there?
I'm here.
How you doing tonight, brother?
I am doing good, my brother. How y'all doing?
That's good. All right, good. We're good. And joined by the one and only, the Coach Dante. What's going on, Coach?
Hey man, shout out to y'all, man, for having me on this Friday, man. Like I say, shout out to y'all. I'm ready to talk some NBA.
Hey, Coach. A good thing is you're not the coach that's suspended for the year. That's a good thing. um, speaking speaking of that, you guys don't know, Ami Udoka has been suspended for the 2023 season. Um, and that's not a we all seen what he did for the Boston Celtics on last year, and this is so they suspended him. Boston Celtics coach Ime Udoka is facing a 2022-2023 season for his role in a consensual relationship with a female staff member. Um, and so they had the press conference for the Boston Celtics today with the owner and Brad Stevens, and he was the only one that was suspended. Um, and so when you say, this, you can't have a relationship when it's only one person. It takes two to tangle to do it, and they both was under agreement. And if this was a policy from the Boston Celtics, why was he? My question is, why is he the only one that's being suspended? That's a big question mark for me. I'm not taking away the things that he's done, because if you broke policy, you deserve to be held responsible, held accountable for those actions. But there's been reports that this isn't the first time that this has been around sports. That you see this all the time, but you don't hear about it. So why is this being leaked out from the Boston Celtics? Is my biggest questions. And it's very unfortunate because this is a guy that has been waiting a long time for this opportunity, that's finally got the opportunity. And when he did something great with it by taking his team to the finals, going against the Golden State Warriors. Even though that they lost, it was still a remarkable season. But I'm going to get Cool. I'm going to say what I have to say, and then I'm going to let Cool go and then see what he has to say on this.
So for me, man, there's several interesting and unconfirmed pieces of this whole situation. So, we've heard multiple reports. Now, I'm not saying just one place, but I've been looking at this all day because I'm curious. Because you didn't get any information from the Celtics, really. So I don't feel like there was even a point in them saying anything if all you're going to say is, oh, he's suspended for stuff that happened and we're not going to talk about it anymore. Um, some people have said, oh, well, he accepted the suspension. What else was he supposed to do? What's he going to do? Go fight the team for suspending him? How is that going to be beneficial to him? You already got to deal with the fallout in your personal relationship, the fact that you was out here wilding out in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Um, but what I've heard report wise, and like I said, several different things, so I can't narrow it down to one thing because it's so many different ones. But what I've heard is that um, one report I read was that it was with the staff member. Another one was that it was with uh, multiple people within the organization. Another report was that it was with the spouse of one of the executives of the team. Um, whatever the case may be, something consensual was happening. I would say I want to see the real facts come out, and not the hearsay and stuff. But either way, Freddie made a great point. This relationship was not one sided. So whatever happened, there was another person included. So my thing is to talk about is to do with sexual harassment, right? Or some things that were said that the person felt uncomfortable with. At the risk of sounding a little bit vulgar, if we smash it, right, there's times where we're going to be talking and, we're going to say some things that may not be work, things that you would normally say at work. But because of the relationship that we have outside of that, certain things will get said. Me personally, I learned a long time ago from watching it happen to somebody else. Don't even mess with nobody at work. Just don't even do it. But obviously he entered into this side piece relationship at work. To me, I feel like you had a side woman, you're doing whatever was happening. And then once the relationship, or if it was multiple relationships, were over and you decided, I ain't doing that no more, then the person was upset. So obviously they have different things that you said, different things that you sent, because, when you get in the egg, sometimes, you send things, certain pictures, certain phrases, certain things you say, certain ways you flirt, different stuff. So I feel like he just got caught up in a bad situation. It was women that was like, yo, if I can get at him, I might get my bread right. Might can get a come up, and he made some poor choices. In today's PC world, coaches and players get punished when these things happen. If you look a certain way, you don't get punished. You get a slap on the wrist. You get a minimal thing, and it's burst to the side. So, that's part of my take, but I'm gonna leave it there because we have other gentlemen to go. They may cover some of the other parts.
And before I get to the comment, I want to say something. I watched the press conference, and one of the things that Brad Stevens kept pointing out is that I feel bad for the women in our organization that they had to be drugged out through Twitter the way that they did because people was trying to find out what female are they talking about. Brad Stevens. It wasn't the NBA that leaked this news. It wasn't the female that brought this news out. It wasn't Udoka that brought this news out. It was the Boston Celtics. So you guys did not cross you didn't cross the T's and dot the I's. You guys came out there and you guys leaked out this news. You guys leaked that you was going to suspend him for a year. So you need to be hold yourself accountable for the females to get attacked the way they did. And I believe, I'm gonna tell you this. I believe that this brother's gone. I believe that he's gonna be fired, but I believe that they're gonna make him wait before he can go to another team. They're gonna make him suffer. They're gonna make him draw it out make this a long time deal. And I just think if you're gonna fire the man, just go ahead and fire him. They asked him, or will he be the coach in the future? They said, well, we haven't talked about that yet. We're still discussing that. We won't know until next year. It's simple. Are you going to keep him? Or are you going to fire him? Don't make this man wait. Comment. What's your reaction to it?
Well, gentlemen, I agree with what you all said, but I have I've been following this for about 2-3 days, and I have watched all the press conferences. I've been watching all the shows. I've been kind of in tune because of the coach that they have. The new coach he's from around here. He's from 20 minutes from where I live in Warwick, Rhode Island. So I'm kind of watching the whole scenario. And here's one thing: what you guys all said was maybe true, maybe not. But here's something that gave me relevance. A couple of things. All I need help is I keep forgetting his name. He played for the Clippers. He played for the Lakers. And now he has a podcast, Up in Smoke. You know his name?
Matt Barnes.
Okay. Matt Barnes came on last night. No, excuse me, the Friday night. He came on his podcast and he blasted the Boston Celtics. I mean, he tore them up every way which was loose. He said right after his podcast, he received a phone call. He wouldn't say who, but he said he received a phone call. And what he heard, which allegedly was the truth, that he immediately took his post down that he blasted the Boston Celtics. And he said it's going to come out. Now, here's news that you guys don't know. I'm not making this up. He said it's going to come out, but it don't want to come out from him because it's going to come out. And he said, whatever we're hearing, it's 10 times more horrific, quote unquote. And he said that he took his thing right off the thing. He apologizes to everybody, the Boston Celtics organization and everybody else for what he said the day prior to. That's number one. You know, so he knows. I'm going to give you another one that knows. Kendrick Perkins. Played for the Boston Celtics. You know he got connections. He knows. I'm going to tell you another person who knows. Stephen A. Smith. These guys all know. This has been going on. And it's not two people in a consensual relationship. From what I'm gathering, it's a lot worse. So but I think it's before we make judgment, we should hear all the facts. And eventually all the facts are going to come out. But also you got to watch out for the litigation that's going to take place. So they got to know they got to walk on very, shaky grounds right now. So they have to come out and, like you said, like Frey said, you got to, dot your I's, cross your T's, and they didn't do it. So now what they're doing, they're trying to do it now. Because there's no stipulations yet. Can he go to a game? Can he practice with it? Nothing's been said. They just said he's suspended for 1 year. I have to pay. So I think that a lot is going to come out of this. I think it's only the beginning of the surface. And as the weeks and days and weeks go on, we are going to hear some stuff that I think is going to shock the world.
No,
that's my opinion.
Common, I definitely agree that it has to be more because you don't suspend a guy for a year for just having a relationship inside the organization. Now, this is what I've heard. And I'm not going to, like I said, don't hold me accountable to this. Apparently, that the female that he was talking to was like a vice president, somebody in that position of the organization's wife. But I'm not going to say that's accurate because there's too much floating around right now.
Right.
But it's not a good situation at all. It's really not. And I just wonder how is Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, those guys feeling, because let's face it, Udoka got them to do something that they would not do for Brad Stevens. He got these guys to buy in to play defense. This team was a defensive-minded team. This guy he brought that leadership style to him. This is a guy that brought, he was a guy that was brought up under Greg Popovich. I mean, so, this will be a story that's going to be going on throughout the season. There's going to be more stuff that's going to be leaked out. There's going to be more stuff. I don't think this is the last that we're going to hear about this. So it's going to be interesting. Coach Dante, what's your reaction?
My reaction, man, the dude finally gets an opportunity and it goes up in smoke just like that. And it's a lot of he say, she say stuff. Like I said, I don't normally get into get into stuff off the court. I'm normally more into stuff on the court than off the court. I try not to pay attention to stuff off the court a lot, but this is a sad situation to see a guy, just led his team to the finals and from struggling at the beginning of the season and finally getting them to buy in, and they are the top rated team going into the NBA playoffs, and to see this man make it to the NBA finals and then this come up, this is really not a good look. And for the next assistant head coach, how is these players what are the rotations gonna be? How the game plan is gonna be? How the minutes are gonna shape out? Now that you got a point guard that everybody was looking for Boston, how is that all of that? So I'm more concerned about the players. I'm more concerned about these players and that assistant coach, how he's gonna play everybody, how the minutes are gonna do, how he's gonna work around these minutes, and how is everybody's gonna buy into him as they did Ime Udoka. And by the way, Greg Popovich, if not, he might have the best assistant coaching staff that I probably ever seen. You look at Becky Hammond, she's won the WNBA finals her first year. She won the WNBA finals her first year. James Borrego leads the Charlotte Hornets to a playoff. I mean, he got to be one of the best developmental coaches and having the best staff. And Mike Budenholzer, who's won an NBA championship, who's an NBA champion right now, and that turned around Atlanta Hawks. So Again, I'm more concerned about Jason Tatum and the assistant head coach and how is he gonna get these guys to play and buy in, man. So, but it hurts to see this guy, do this, and it's more coming out. It's gonna be more coming out. So,
Yeah.
they're gonna hope the Boston Celtics continue to have success. But I wish I could see maybe Udoka on the sideline coaching and being a future head coach of this team and leading them to big things to come. Unfortunately, we're not gonna see that this year.
I'm gonna say this one last thing. And line, I'm gonna make this very clear. And I'm just going off what's being reported right now. Because like Comment said, something else could be leaked out, more can come out, it can be more serious than we think it is. But if it is not, this is a bad look because how can this brother get a year suspension, the same lengthy suspension as Robert Sarver got as a owner who did way worse than Udoka's done? That's not a good look. But like I said, I'm gonna wait and see what else comes out before I make that claim and before I really unload the things that I really want to unload on because I don't want to be I don't want to come off too hard for something that I shouldn't be, and I don't want to come off too light with something I should be go harder on. So I'm gonna wait to see till the facts come out on that. But that transition us to the next tough topic that we have to talk about tonight. It's crazy that we have to talk about two of these topics in one show, and that's the Robert Sarver situation. We've all, been talking about it. This is a guy that's been, you know, saying the N word around different employees and stuff like that throughout the Phoenix Suns and the Mercury. This is a guy that have disrespected women and just do all kind of stuff. I'm just going to say this, and we see this in the world today, not just this situation. We see people that have makes money, millions of dollars. They feel like they can do what they want. They feel like they can say what they want. What they feel like they are above just anybody. We've seen that on every day. And LeBron James was correct, Chris Paul was correct, Draymond and others was right. We don't need that in the NBA. We don't need it in the world. He definitely felt the pressure. And I know Adam Silver right now is happy because something happened that he wanted to happen, but he was so scared to say because he didn't want to bring it to the vote because that's going to open a whole can of worms right then and there because there's going to be a lot of other teams that's going to be under investigation. He say, she say, and all that stuff. But Sarver did come out and said that he's looking to sell the team. He even had co-owners of the team begging him to sell it. They wanted him to step down. They wanted him gone. But we all know why. Because when there's pressure applied, things happen. What did PayPal do? PayPal said, we don't want to be a sponsor while you're still there. So they removed themselves, and there was reports that there's other sponsors that was ready to walk away. And it was going to be, I'm not going to lie, I was going to be very interested in watching we have media week coming up with the season about to start back around.
Monday.
Sell the team, I was going to wonder what was the players going to say because they was going to be asked about it. And we know when players have cameras on them, a mic on them, we've seen it with the Sterling situation. What happened? They brought attention to it, and we know. I believe the same thing was going to happen now. But it looks like they don't have to worry about it now because he's willing. He said he's open to sell the team. Cool. What was your reaction to the whole process? And now that he's coming out wanting to sell the team now.
Well, the first thing is Adam Silver should have had a testicular fortitude to get rid of this thing from the beginning. You didn't take a whole bunch of time with Sterling. You went at it. You got him up out of there. So level of respect definitely lost for Adam Silver. Looking more like a puppet to me than an actual commissioner because, other situations, quick to act. Another thing is we know that it was only going to be a year because I also have a problem with the fact that it took the sponsors and a lot of pressure for things to come about for this. This was a situation that was worse than, the Sterling situation, real talk, with all the things that he did. So what made you think that a year would be a acceptable punishment? Why do people that look like owners get away with so much more than people who look like the majority of players? That's a big problem. Why hasn't this story really been out there like that? Like, you've heard about it, right? But you have to dig and find information on this. It's not readily available to you, right? The Ime Udoka situation, all you got to do is open a computer, a laptop, look at any show, and you're seeing that information. So why the disparity in coverage for something that was worse? Because let's say Udoka was sexually harassing, threatening women, forcing them into sexual acts. That's wrong. But Sarver was doing just as bad with the things he was saying. And on top of that, he was making racist comments. So he just offended everyone. And he only gets a year? You got to be better. The public's got to be better. Until these players started saying something, people weren't even talking about it. I talked about this last week on my Play Caller show. Last week. This is just really starting to hit the public this week, because now it's starting to be a thing, because now he's selling the team, because now PayPal said we out. Other people were going to say they were out. The partial owners, Players Association leaders is like, nah. Why does it take that much when all that happens?
Yeah, I agree. Comment?
I agree with Cool, because, he's usually right. But on this one, I'm gonna defer.
Comment.
Yeah, hey, I gotta keep it real, man. He's good.
Don't pump his
I'm
head
gonna keep it real. But the only thing that I have a problem with is, I think Adam Silver, you could say he's a puppet, but he could only do what's within the protocols that he had. He can only give him a $10 million fine. Under what they said, he could only give him that year. But I think they kind of knew what was coming down the road. Like you said, public pressure of finances. It comes down to that. Now, here's my biggest thing with the Udoka and him, Sarver. Udoka, this might have been happening for what? Maybe a year or less, when he joined the Celtics. Sarver's been doing this for 17 years. 17 years, Freddie. 17 years has been going on. And you know something? What I believe happens, me being old school, because I done heard a lot of stuff, all kinds of stuff like this. When something it has to take something to happen. Then everybody says, oh yeah, I know when he did this, or I know when they did that. But it takes something to happen for people to then discuss how it happened. Everybody falls back and chips off and let it go. As soon as something hits the fan, then everybody pops in. Watch how many people pop in on this Udoka stuff. Watch, just like the Deshaun Watson. It took one, and then all of a sudden you got 8,000. That's my only problem. When it's 17 years of this been going on, the players knew it, the fans knew it, and everybody kept shut until something came out, and then all of a sudden, boom. That's my only question.
Yeah, Con, you're definitely right, because we've seen another situation that's going on in the world is with Brett Favre. And and that's not getting no attention at all.
Exactly.
I believe the only show that really touched on this Undisputed, and Shannon Sharp lit in on it. But other than that, I haven't seen really nobody else really cover it. But this Udoka, they're touching on all over it.
I wonder why.
We know why, sir.
Well, we do know why.
Hey, comment. I'm gonna tell you why. Because we can't do what everybody else can do. They have certain privileges that they can do that we can't do. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
All right. I just want to say one more thing, folks, and I move on. As far I know, we're talking NBA, but Brett Favre, people who depended on their welfare to feed their kids, to feed their families, and you're a millionaire, you're gonna take money from them? We're talking NBA now. That's a whole nother topic. But I just want to.
Hey, brother. I definitely agree, and I will say this: if ESPN, Fox, CBS, whatever, they don't want to bring attention to it, guess what? We had a Sports Empire Network. We will.
I know we will. I know we will.
You know, Coach Dante, what was your reaction to this whole Sarver situation?
I mean, my reaction is, everybody knew in the organization. He's been doing it for 17 years, and I'm surprised he has not been considered banned, being a part of banned out of this league for how long? Almost 20 years of this mess right here. I think it's just unprofessional, and I just think it's cowardly for this to keep going on for 20 years and not for them to not try to not ban him. And the organization have not stepped up and said no one time to all of this crap went down. So again, he just doesn't deserve to be a part of the organization. He doesn't deserve to be in the league for how long this guy has been going on with this. I believe I forgot one manager got banned for his racial comments. I believe he's an LA guy. They got banned for his racial comments. They did it right. They almost kind of did it right then and there. But again, 17 years is just too goddamn long for all of this to happen. And for not the organization trying to all of a sudden step up and say something now, it just doesn't really make sense. So I say, and all he gets, and he doesn't, and nothing has been done about it until right now. I thought he deserves a ban. He should never be doing this again. I just think he needs to be out of the NBA.
See, folks, it's that old Good Boy Network. That's what that is. Old Good Boy Network, man. They all knew it. I always knew it.
Hey, and Con, you're absolutely right, because we're seeing it. I'm sitting there watching the Celtics press conference today, and I'm like, man, look at the Golden Boy and Brad Stevens. Because I've never seen a situation like that. Because if that was a brother that would have got fired, that we wouldn't have got an opportunity to go into the front office position. I'm looking at him like, this dude here haven't done nothing as a coach, but gets fired and then gets an opportunity to get a promotion to elevate. And that's like, wow. But let's transition to something a lot better, a lot more fun to talk about. Seemed like the first half of the show we was touching all the NBA drama, but the NBA dropped their, top 100 player list. We're going to cover the first 25 tonight. And this list, I don't know if I like it or not. I don't know. So let's see. We'll do the first top 10. And I'm going to go over the list for you guys.
All right.
You have Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Mm-hmm.
We have Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
Luka.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3. Number 4, Joel Embiid. Number 5, Steph Curry. Number 6, LeBron. Number 7, Jason Tatum. Number 8, Kevin Durant. Number 9, Ja Morant. And number 10, Devin Booker. Do you guys agree with the top 10?
Cool. You want to go first?
Oh, you go ahead on this one.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, make me start this all off. Okay. I don't agree with all of it. You already know how I feel about the Celtics, so maybe I'm not the right person to ask. But I don't think Tate is on that top. Tatum is on that top 10 compared to what we got. We don't forgot. Now I'm projecting this upcoming year. I'm not going by the past year. I'm going projection wise. I think you got to go Kawhi. You got to go Dame. Definitely go LeBron, Curry, Luka, Jokic, Embiid. And then how the hell they put Durant so low? He should be way up in the top. Durant, come on. What do you have? 30 points a game, 30 points, 37 and 6. He had a bad playoff game, but I still have put Durant up there. And of course, Giannis is the one and only. I think you got the big man more or less taking over the NBA, although we got a influx of guys. And then again, I think Ja too. That's tough. That 10 is tough. I think I would put Ja ahead of Booker right now. I put Ja ahead of Booker.
I agree with Chris Robinson.
Do we
Uh-oh.
have Lil Wayne watching the show?
Uh-oh. It's Chris watching when we do part 2. They're gonna be problems, man. If he's tuning in, we're gonna have problems. Yeah, that's my 10. I'll go with that.
So I'll say I agree with Giannis. I agree with Steph. I mean, order whatever, but I agree with Giannis. I agree with Steph.
Yeah.
I agree with Durant.
Uh-huh.
I agree with Jokic.
Uh-huh.
I do agree with Doncic, even though I think he's old. I do agree with Embiid. Agree with LeBron.
Uh-huh.
So the problem I have with 8, 9, and 10, and there's different problems with all 3 positions. I don't think Tatum should be top 10, so I agree with that.
Ooh, wow.
I don't think he should be top 10. I think he's in that next about 5. I don't think he should be top 10. Kawhi, you're always hurt. You've been chilling with Street Clothes Davis pretty much for the past year and a half, right? So are we inserting someone into the top 10 who hasn't played basketball in over a year? I kind of have a problem with it when we have guys who've been out there putting their grind in and becoming better.
I agree.
Jimmy Butler, I think he's the same as Tatum, really. He's really good, but is he top 10? And Jimmy Butler's one of my favorite players, but I don't think
Jimmy Butler number 17.
Oh, I may be looking at the wrong list. I pulled up the list too. My list has some different people then. Who's 8, 9, and 10 on your list, sir?
But I'm about to send you the list. 8, 9, and 10 is KD, Morant, and Booker.
Morant should definitely be there. I don't have a problem with Devin Booker either. Yeah, it must have sent me. That's crazy. Because it says it's a list, but I guess we didn't look at the same one, so we definitely need to be looking at the same one, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I have a feeling.
But from the list that you gave, I think it's fine with the list. I don't have a problem with Morant being right there at the end. Like I said, I think the list I saw was a little different, but
hold on. And this goes from George Foreman, who was afraid to come on the show tonight. Don't they, sir? Hey, Kawhi haven't done nothing in LA. Let's be honest. Hey, we always talking about AD street clothes. Little fact, did you know AD played more games in LA than Kawhi and Paul George, Chris Robinson? So don't come for me, sir.
I got your list now.
Here we go. I love
Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is the guy I have a problem with this top 10. I don't think he's top 10. So I would remove him. I definitely wouldn't put James Harden or Kawhi there. I would probably bump everyone else up. And probably put either Dame or don't want to really say this dude because I don't trust him. But top 10, somebody got to go there. Probably either Dame or Karl Anthony Towns.
I had a couple problems on this list. Okay?
We know you do.
And see, I was afraid that this was going to happen. A lot of times we let the off the court things determine our thought process about players. I understand, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. I understand that Kevin Durant is the most sensitive player in NBA history.
Mm-hmm.
He is a guy that be in his feelings more than anybody.
Oh, wait a minute. I just seen that. Durant in the top 10?
No, he is. He's number 8. But to have him number 8?
Okay. Yeah.
To have him number 8, that's blasphemy.
They get Tatum ahead of him, if I'm correct.
That's crazy. You can't name
that's
me,
disrespectful.
You can't name me 5 players that's better than Kevin Durant. I understand he's sensitive, he gets in his feelings and all that. I understand that. But this is Kevin bleeping Durant. This is a guy 7 feet tall. He can handle the ball, can shoot the ball from 3, mid-range, inside. You can't stop him. Matter of fact, this is the first time we ever seen somebody shut him down in the playoffs. But don't expect that to ever happen. Be a normal thing to happen. And I'm sorry. I understand. I like Luka. I like Jokic, and I like Joel Embiid. But I mean, they're not Kevin Durant. I mean, if I had to remove somebody from that list, from the top 5, it would be Joel Embiid. To put Kevin Durant in there. Okay, I'm not being fun. I'm not playing. I'm just being honest.
No. I mean, I just think that your choice.
I'm not
You
being
just made me
petty.
laugh.
I think y'all think I'm being petty. I'm really not. I'm just being honest. Like I look at the list. Giannis has done something. He's won the Defensive Player of the Year, the MVPs, the championship, the Finals MVP. So he's. I'm okay with Giannis being number one. I'm okay with Jokic being number two. This is a back-to-back MVP. One of the best big man in the game today. Um, I would put Steph over Luca, me personally, because the year that Steph had this year to lead that Golden State Warriors team, especially in the playoffs and the finals. I understand Luca's there. Luca's, hey, when you talking about he's the best 25-year-old player out of the young players today, yes, he is. But still, what Steph Curry's done and what he's done to change the game, I can't put Luca over that. And then I will put Kevin Durant with Joel Embiid is. I really would. So I'm going Giannis. I'm going who else? Jokic, Steph, Joel Embiid, and I put Luca number 5. And then I would put then I put LeBron at number 6. And let's not get it twisted. Only reason why LeBron's number 6 is I believe because they're when you get 38, 39 years old, we never know when that season's going to come where you just not the same player. But don't get it twisted. LeBron is still going to go out there and give you 25, 26 a night. But, he's not top 5 anymore. And the other problem that I had, and I understand, you're not able to play and all that, but even hurt, Rudy Gobert is not better than Anthony Davis. Not even hurt.
No.
I have a problem with that.
Yeah, I didn't even look past the 10, but yeah,
I have a problem with Rudy Gobert being past Bradley Beal.
I have a problem with Rudy Gobert being in the top 25. Period.
Yeah, he's past Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, Anthony Edwards. Like they definitely got that wrong. And that's crazy. If I had to go to finish up my top 10. So I stopped at LeBron at 6. Number 7. Number 7. I'm gonna go Jason Tatum. I like Jason Tatum game. I believe that he's a young guy. We've seen him come in the first year, carry that Boston Celtics team on his back. He's a guy that he's very efficient when it comes to scoring the basketball. So I'm gonna put him number 7. I know you don't like that, but number 8, I'm gonna go John Morant. John Morant gives you that Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook type feeling. He's a very athletic guard that can get others involved, but get his own. I just love his swagger that he brings to the game. So that's number 8. And number 9, I'm gonna go Kawhi Leonard. Just because we haven't seen him in a while, but don't get it twisted. I do expect Kawhi Leonard to go back to being that efficient scorer. I don't think he'll ever be that elite defender like he was years ago, but I do believe that he's going to be a guy that's going to be hard to shut down. Chris Robinson asked, where am I putting Christopher Emmanuel Paul? I don't know. I haven't got to Mr. Cone yet. When I get to Mr. Cone, I'll let you know, Chris. So to finish my number 10, I'm going to go with a name that nobody's mentioned to be a top 10. And I expect a big season out of this brother because he had a year off, basically. They got some help down there in Portland for him. I'm going Damian Lillard. I believe Damian Lillard will be a top 10 player this upcoming season. I believe in Dame time. I love Dame time, man. That brother there, you talking about one of the when it comes to loyalty in the game of basketball, he definitely brings it.
Freddie, question for you, sir.
Huh?
Question for you, sir. You said you were putting KD in your top 5, right?
Yeah.
But you forgot to switch him and Joel Embiid. So one of them is 5. You putting KD. Where's Joel Embiid? They can't both be in the top 5.
Haven't got there yet.
So you still have you. Oh, so you hadn't got to Joel Embiid where he's at yet.
Yeah, I haven't got there.
Okay,
yet.
My bad. I thought you just forgot him. My bad. I was just trying to look out.
No.
My bad.
I haven't got him.
It's your list. You know what I'm saying? It's your list.
No, I'm not gonna lie, I did forget him.
I was just
So
trying to help you out.
let's back up a little bit, okay?
All you need to do is take Jason Tatum out, put Embiid in, and you got it.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take Jason Tatum out.
Yes.
That's where I'm gonna put him.
He's
Okay.
to me, he's just outside the top 10. Like, I'm not saying he's not like one of the 15 best players in the league.
No,
He's
I
not quite
totally
top 10.
forgot. I totally forgot about that. That's my bad.
I was just
Number
trying to look out.
11. I'm gonna go Jason Tatum at number 11. Just like I said before, I do believe in that brother. Number 12. I'm gonna go Donovan Mitchell. We've seen what he brings to Utah. We know what he brings to Utah, brings to that team, especially when it comes to the postseason, how he elevates his game, how he gets better. I expect that with Cleveland. I expect him to be that guy that's going to come in here and make that big impact. Don't get it twisted. Cleveland is going to be, I believe Cleveland's going to be a team that's going to take them far this year. So I have him number 12. Number 13, I'm gonna go Jalen Brown. What he's shown that we've all give attention to Jason Tatum, which he deserves, but man, Jalen Brown showed this year that he is coming. He's motivated. He have a chip on his shoulder, and I think this final showed us that okay, Jalen Brown, is he's a star in this league as well. So I'm going him where I'm at number 12. Number 13.
No, you had him at 13.
I had him at 13.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 14. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Jimmy Butler. I like Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is a guy that he's a blue collar guy, Mister Do It All. If you want him to score, he'll score. If you want him to facilitate, he'll facilitate. Play defense. We've seen him lead that Miami Heat team deep in the playoffs a couple of times now. They wasn't able to get over the hump, but I like Jimmy Butler at number 14. Number 15. I'm gonna shock the world. I believe Anthony Edwards will be one of the top 15 players in the NBA. I love this young brother. You talking about a guy that comes out there with confidence, a guy that comes out there with a swagger, a guy that comes out and just leaves it all on the court. That's Anthony Edwards. We've seen how he came in there and lifted that Minnesota Timberwolves team in the playoffs during the season. I believe he'll be a top 15 player. Number 16, I had to go Anthony Davis. I know he's been, injury in and out of the lineup, but when healthy, he really have a talent to be a top 10 player. The only problem is that he just can't stay healthy. And I believe under Darvin Ham, under a new offense, a new defense, that he's gonna bring himself back into a top 10 player. But I'm gonna put Anthony Davis as my number 16. See, I'm not biased. I was expecting I was gonna put AD and LeBron in the top 10, didn't you? Cool. Be honest. Be honest.
No, I knew you was gonna do exactly what you did. You was gonna slide him somehow in there about top 15, even though he don't even play like that. But
I had
I knew
about
you was gonna do
no. Be honest. When he's healthy, when he's healthy,
that. The
AD
best
is the top 10 player.
ability is availability.
But I understand that. But and that's why I said when healthy, he's a top 10 player. Did I not?
When not healthy, he ain't a top 20 player because he ain't
And
playing.
I agree. But when I said when healthy, he's a top 10 player. Did I or did I not?
Does he or does he not play less than he plays? Is he on the side more than he plays?
I see your petty mood tonight.
That's not petty. That's
Number
fact.
18.
All right.
Number 18, I'm gonna go Trae Young. I'm gonna go to Trae Young, number 18. I need to see him really elevate in the playoffs. We know what he can do in the regular season. Maybe getting DeJounte Murray is going to help him, where he don't have to have the ball in his hand a lot. I know this offseason he worked out with Steph Curry a lot. So hopefully Steph can, taught him some pointers how to be that point guard that he is, but also help others get involved. But when it's time for to take over games, we need to see Trae say, okay, number 19.
That's 20.
I hate to do it. I'm gonna go Karl Anthony Towns. Really, Karl-Anthony Towns has been called soft most of his career. But we've finally seen a pulse in the young man's body. And to be honest with you, these last couple years he dealt with a lot that any man have dealt with. With personal issues with COVID-19 and all that, and I think it kind of motivated him to say, okay, let me get my NBA career, statement. He's made some outlandish remarks with it, but um, I do think he's going to be I see him in that top 20. And number 20, I have Paul George. Paul George, number 20. Paul George is hit and miss. No telling what Paul George you're going to get, but I do think he'll be. I think he'll be better. Him healthy with Kawhi Leonard, and then with the depth that they have with Norman Powell, Robert Covington, John Wall, and all those guys, I do expect Paul George he'll be top 20.
I know our guest is waiting impatiently over there. I can tell.
21. I'm gonna go Bradley Beal. I mean, he played for the Washington Wizards. If he played for a team like Philadelphia, somewhere around there, we'll talk about Bradley Beal Walton. But he's in Washington. What he do is just put up numbers. 22. Shoot, I only got two more players. No, I'm gonna put Bam at 22. This is the guy. I think we're gonna have to see Bam be the same player like he was a few years ago. He's kind of taken a step back. We need to see him a guy that's crashing for the boards, a guy that's a lob threat, to clog up that middle. I think this year is going to be very key for that. If not, I can see the Miami Heat moving on from Bam. 24, James Harden. And why do I have him so low on this list? Is because I don't care what James Harden do in the regular season, ladies and gentlemen. I know what James Harden can do We've seen him in Houston. We've seen him in Brooklyn. Now that he's in Houston, Philadelphia, we need to see him what he do in the postseason. So that's where I'm judging him at. Number 25. I only have two more players. I have Rudy Gobert, or I have Chris Paul. Which way am I putting?
Oh, you better be careful because you're going to get some heat. You already know.
Chris, where am I putting Chris Cone, Chris Paul at? I'm going to go. I'm going to go with Cone. I'm going to go with Mr. Cone, put him at 24. He's a guy he's getting up there in age, but he's just like how I criticize James Harden. It's not about what you do in the regular season; it's what you do in the postseason. And let's face it, the last couple of years when it mattered, he's not been available and he's not been able to deliver. And then I'm putting Rudy Gobert last. I mean, he's a guy that's gotten exposed in the playoffs. Coach Dante can explain that to you. He's been exposed many of times. He's a guy that was traded. He's the reason why Kevin Durant didn't get traded this offseason, because the Minnesota Timberwolves was foolish to give up what they gave him. But it is what it is. Everybody agree with my list?
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. It's your list. Like, put your list how you want to put it. So, hey, not mad at it.
Exactly. That's your list.
All right, Coach Dante?
To be honest, I mean, y'all might not like the top two that I got, but like I said, again, I'm like I say, man, as long as this guy in the league, and as long as he can drop you 25 a night, and no matter how his age is, he's still going to always find a way to get you over the top. I mean, again, Anthony Davis was hurt all year long. So again, I got LeBron. I'm gonna always value LeBron James number one as the top player in the NBA.
Freddie's gonna be happy with you.
I'm always value that part.
You're gonna get promoted.
I really don't think his 8 players better than LeBron. Then you talking about Kevin Durant. it's Kevin goddamn Durant, man. No matter how many people, crucify him because he went to the Warriors. I hated the move. I did not like the move. Thought he took the way out, but the dude's talent is undeniable. You put the dude can score with the best of them. So again, I'm gonna go with Kevin Durant. Number 2, I mean Giannis. I believe that's gonna be that Giannis. When LeBron James leave, Giannis will be the best player in the NBA. He will by far probably be the best player in the NBA when Giannis when LeBron leaves. That guy will be the best player in the NBA.
Good friend, you can't stop smiling. Wow.
So I got Giannis. I got Giannis at number 3. Number 4, I'm going with Steph. I'm going with Steph Curry over Luka. I'm going with Steph Curry over Luka. I mean, Luka is number 5. I got Luka's number 5. Yeah, I'm going with Luka number 5. I'm going Joel Embiid number 6. Number 7, I'm going with Jokic. I'm going with Jokic at number 7. Number 8.
Hold on. What number is Jokic?
Jokic is number 7. I got Jokic because I think Joel Embiid's game slightly better than Jokic. A lot of say Jokic, he triple doubles, he gets assists, but I think Jokic means a lot to the 76ers team. You've seen it when he went out against Miami. So again, I got Jokic at number 7. At number 8, I'm gonna go with Ja Morant. But it's also, I think the team is 20-2 without Ja Morant. So they proved that they can win without him, but they won't win a championship without him. They won't win a championship without him, but they can win without him. They went 22 without him. So I got Ja Morant at number 8. At number 9, I'm going with Devin Booker. At number 9. Number 10, this is gonna surprise you because this guy, I'll say, doesn't get a lot of respect. I'm gonna go with Jimmy. If you look at all what he did throughout his career, the organization, Timberwolves haven't made the playoffs 15 plus years. He comes in, he changed that organization around. They went to a playoff spot, and then he got hurt at the middle of the year. They were the 3rd seed before he got hurt. So he left that team. The team was no more a playoff team until Anthony Edwards actually came in. He goes to the Miami Heat. Their championship contending squad already. Then he leads them to the Eastern Conference Finals where he got completely tired and gassed out. So I got him at number. I got Jimmy at number 10. That's my surprise number 10 guy right there. At number 11, it's a toss up for me. At number 11, this kind of get tough. But at number 11, I'm gonna go with Donovan Mitchell, man. I love Donovan. I love his game at Utah. I mean, everybody, it was debate who's the better player out of Rudy Gobert. Him, I think by far the player is the top player in Utah. So again, I'm going with Donovan Mitchell. Number 12. Again, it's another tough thing to get up in this top team area. I'm gonna actually go with Jason Tatum. I'm gonna go with Jason Tatum, number 12. He had a great regular season, but finally disappeared. He disappeared in the NBA Finals. So I'm gonna take Jason Tatum, number 12. Number 13, Kawhi Leonard can stay healthy. I'm gonna go with Kawhi. He can stay healthy at number 13. Number 14, I'm gonna go with Dame. 15, gonna go with Paul George. At number 15. 16, Anthony Davis. Number 6. If he stays healthy, he's a borderline top 10 in the NBA. If he stays on the court, but the problem is he's not on court, so I'm gonna put him at number 17. Number 18, I'm gonna go with Trae Young. Trae Young just gotta elevate his other teammates. He's just gotta elevate his other teammates. So I'm going with Trae Young at number 18. Number 19, I'm going with Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown, this guy is something special. I say he led the team at points in the NBA Finals. Kind of led the team at points in the NBA Finals. He was the man when Jason Tatum wasn't showing up. Number 19, I'm going with Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, guy's going to be a superstar. This guy's not afraid of moments. He's not afraid of the playoff moment. And to be honest, I got Karl Anthony Towns because, again, Anthony Edwards came out and that team really jumped up in the playoff spot. So, again, I got Anthony Number 19, I got Brian T. Townsend. Number 21, Chris Paul. And number 21. Number 22, I'm going to take Bam. Number 22. Number 23, I'm going to take Bradley Beal. I'm going to take Bradley Beal at number 23. Number 24, I got, let's see. Number 20, I'm not certain I missed a player. I missed actually player.
Did you say Devin Booker?
I forgot I didn't say Devin Booker. I said him early. I should have said him early. I should have said that. That's what I forgot. But,
hey, Coach, all that matters is who's number one.
James Harden. I didn't never say James Harden. I did say Devin Booker. I never say James Harden. Okay, I say James Harden. I got James Harden 24 and Rudy Gobert 25.
Coach, who's your number one again?
My number one was LeBron.
I didn't hear that very good.
Even if he's bald headed, he's still number one.
Yep. I still think he can do it. I still think he can do it in this league. And I still think when their team is healthy, you can't count out LeBron James.
You sure can, especially if you're down there in Denver in the Mile High.
Hey, Coach, you made it. We hand it over to Cool because I'm sure he got a lot to say. One thing none of y'all added. I'm gonna tell you something right quick. I agree with you guys. Depending upon that, the rating number 110. To me, it really don't matter because they all great players, so it really don't matter and how important they are to each individual team. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you heard it here. On this day, comeback player of the year, he got his bag. You better watch out. Got a good team out in the Louisiana. Watch out for Zion. Watch out for my man. He got paid. He done lost 30 pounds. Watch out. Comeback player of the year.
All right. Cool. You gave
no comment on that, huh? Okay. Good.
I'll say this, man. I don't have a problem with the comeback with calling Zion the comeback player of the year. Because I think he's a great player as long as he can keep himself healthy, the right weight and things. I think that's the only issue that people have because of the style of basketball he plays. He's got to be healthy. Numbers are numbers. Like, LeBron James is no longer the best player in the league. Everybody got their own opinion, but he's not. The best player in the league plays for the Milwaukee Bucks, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Period. You could debate it, but the truth is the truth. LeBron is still a great player, and I admire what he does, how long his longevity in the league. He's no longer the best player.
But you do agree Giannis can't do what LeBron can do.
LeBron can't do what Giannis can do.
Yes, he can. He's doing it now.
No, he's not.
What's that? What can he do?
Can LeBron score at will from anywhere inside the arc?
Yeah.
Yes, he could.
No, he can't.
Yes, he could do that.
Yes, he can.
Yes, he could.
Now he spends a lot of his time, let's be real, outside taking mid-range jump shots, so he doesn't get as much contact.
But LeBron, if he put his mind to it,
you're speaking on if he does this, if he does that. Giannis is more dominant. Giannis is more dominant at this point. You talking about 5-10 years ago? You're probably right in LeBron. But you have to acknowledge that he's not the same player that he was. And if you don't, I don't hate LeBron. See, that's the thing about it. I don't hate LeBron. I just don't slob on his juices like you do. That's the truth. And you don't like it, I don't really care.
Slobbing that hater juice right now.
Ain't no hater juice. You just got his juices all in your mouth, down your throat, in your eyes. You can't see straight. You can't think of your mind. It's just juices all here. It all came from LeBron juices. All that came from LeBron juices.
Let the hate flow out.
But see, the thing is, if you see him as what he really is, which you cannot, because again, his juice is all over your face. But if you see him for what he truly is,
you just hating because what he did to Denver a few years ago in the playoffs sent y'all behind.
The only person to still body that again is
keep letting it out.
Hey, it's not the only team that beat us. It's okay. I'm not upset about it. You just want me to be because you want to be anything besides. You know what? Let me do something here. I'm talking, so you be quiet. So now, you be quiet. I'm talking.
Let the haterade keep rolling.
You be quiet. I'm talking. Thank you. Thank you. You respect other people when they talk. Be a good boy for once. Now, like I was saying, LeBron is not the best player in the league anymore. He's still, to me, a top 5 to 10 player. I admire who he is as a player. You know, the longevity he's had. I can't think of anyone else who has been as good as he has been for as long as he has been. But there comes a time in everybody's career. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're not the same player. He is getting to that point. He hasn't fell off to the point where you're like, oh, LeBron's fell off. He's no longer one of the best, which I do respect. But he's not the best anymore. If you want to still say he's the best, you're looking through rose-colored glasses. You're not looking through honesty. You know, you don't have to like my opinion.
If LeBron was one,
I respect your opinion.
You don't have to like my opinion, but I respect those who have a difference of opinion, but not those who try to attack you because you don't agree with them. So again, LeBron is still one of the best players, but he's not the best player.
Coach, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Am I not talking? Can we be respectful?
If he's like one, if I see.
I mean, you let me finish, I'll let you talk. You don't let me finish, you're gonna butt in on me. Why should you be able to talk? So you let me know what you want to do.
I see we being childish tonight, and I'm the moderator. I'm running the show.
You clearly not.
Hey, sir, don't make me put you in.
Anyway, like I was saying, he's in timeout.
Don't make me put you in timeout.
Like I was saying, respect the dude, but I just think, you know, we got to look at the fact that he's not the same player that he was anymore. He's still one of the best players, but he's not the best anymore. When we're talking about the other players on the list, you can say who you want to be 2, 3, 4, 5. It's whatever, right? Because like Con Man said, it's not a big deal who's 2, who's 3, who's 4, 5. It's really not a big deal who you feel is number 1. But you feel like that's the best player in the league. That's why I say, like, I feel like that's no longer him. But, you know, the top 10 is pretty much the top 10. For the most part, all 4 of us had the same top 10. You know, it's just the order of the players you had in your top 10. So that's not a problem for me. My big thing is shout out the best players in the league. Not just the ones that play on your team, not just the ones who may have won a championship the last year or 2 or 3, whatever, right? Because you do need a team to win a championship. That's the one truth that I think everybody agrees with. You need a team to win a championship. Those top 10 players that we're almost, for the most part, saying, if you put them on a team where not even necessarily another megastar, but at least one more superstar player, like what you have with Giannis in Milwaukee, where he doesn't have another like superstar player, but he's got another all-star player there and some other good pieces around him, they can win. The problem is they're not all in that situation. Some of them may never be in a situation where they win, but that still doesn't mean that they're not one of the best players in the league. Now the floor is all yours, Mr. Brady. You've allowed me to talk. I appreciate that.
Now, Coach Dante, while I was very disrespected and interrupted, because I've never known when you watch First Take, Molly want to talk, Stephen A. don't say no, I'm talking. You know, when you moderate, you host the show, but you understand, you know, Nuggets, they pout and cried all that. But Coach Dante, what I wanted to say was that if LeBron was like one, he's aging just as fine because his game is transitioning still to be the best of the game. Go out there averaging 30. I mean, I don't care. I don't give a dog on if he's going out there dunking. I mean, nobody cares about that. The dude's averaging 30 at 38 years old and year 20. I mean, this dude is straight ball. So it is what it is. You know, people can hate all they want. They hated on Jesus Christ. They hated on Michael Jordan, on Kobe Bean Bryant, and they hated on Go Braun. So they've never seen what this man is doing. Never have. And it is something.
Yeah, a lot of people think Giannis is number 1. But again, I mean, the man at age 38 dropping 30 points a game. He still carrying his team, still dropping 50 points against Golden State and Washington and all of those guys. So he still can score at a high level. So like I say, I mean, you know, I got no problem with
hey, Coach, okay, we see LeBron. He might not be dunking like Giannis, but guess what? Giannis definitely ain't stroking it like LeBron. He definitely ain't doing that like LeBron. He's stroking it like a young buck. I mean, I'm just saying, bald headed or not, he going out there he gonna be the MVP this year. And watch, people like these haters gonna be crying.
And when he's not like you said last year, he wasn't. Make
Sir,
sure you acknowledge. Make sure
go ahead, Con.
No, come on.
Yeah. Make sure you acknowledge when he's.
Go ahead, Con. It's your turn. All right, like I said, you guys know I don't really have a favorite player or a favorite team because I like to look at things objectively. I just love the game, the way the game's been played, and I'm so excited more for this year than in previous years because I see the parity. You got guys who have been hurt are coming back healthy. You got my boys in Denver; they're coming back healthy. You got the Clippers. So many teams. I think the West is going to be great. The East, look how many great teams in the East. I think the NBA is going to be better than ever because of the parity. And even the teams that were bad before are getting better. You get the Pistons, they're looking good. They got some young blood. You got this young blood coming to a lot of these teams that have had no luck in the past. I think the NBA is going to be one hell of a damn league. I'm looking forward to the NBA. I'm not specifically into any players. I know LeBron's going to probably break Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record, which is going to be an amazing accomplishment. I'm sure that's going to be a good thing. But again, I'm looking forward to the parity in the leagues. Looking forward to seeing the players who have come back from injuries, and hopefully they can still have somewhat of a game that they used to have. Because if they do, it's going to make the league even more better. And like I said, you got to watch out for Denver. The only team right now I'm a little worried about is maybe like a Utah, because they gave up a lot. But other than that, I think the West is going to be great. I think the East is going to be great. I think the Celtics are going to have a little bit of a problem with the coaching situation, but they got enough veterans. I think they'll pull together. I think they're going to get another assistant coach who has some type of, from an experience or leadership standpoint, to give them a little bit of help. I think they're going to be all right. I think the league's in good hands. That's what I think.
Hey, Con, man, before we exit out, can you tell us a con man story? Like, give us a story.
I can do that. I can always do that, but I want to hear something more from Coach. I want to hear what Coach got to say about anything.
What you mean? Which one? Oh, no, like I said, man. I don't need great players on the list. There's so many good players. You're gonna leave players out. There's gonna be some players you're gonna leave out because so like I say, Giannis, like I say, he's gonna be when LeBron leaves, he's gonna be the next dominant guy. A lot of people value him right now as playing the league. I'm not mad at that because that dude is a straight dog. I'm not mad at that at all. So again, I just can't wait till the NBA on, man. I just can't wait till the NBA season comes on. And like I say, Rudy Gobert is just overrated. I just think he's an overrated player. He's a great defender. He's a very great defender, but when it comes to the playoffs, he gets exposed a lot too much by too much of a small ball lineup. When you got shooters out there that he doesn't want to go out and lead the paint, and that's going to kind of expose him a little bit. But again, I just don't think Rudy Gobert is that good of a player. To be honest, if it was, like I say, I could have easily put someone in the top 25. I just don't really think he's a top 25 player. Other than that, I just, like I say, all that talk about him, I just think he's a very overrated player. And I just think, like I say, Anthony Edwards is the top team for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Right, as of right now, the Timberwolves.
Yes, sir. Well, gentlemen, we did it. We went through the first two topics. That was very touchy, very emotional. Very something that we just don't want to do often. And then we finally got to talk some hoops. Was the main reason for the show. But the NBA season's right around the corner. Preseason's about to start. Training camps next week. So finally we get to break down some games. I'm going to pray for coaches Houston Rockets that they be relevant this year. Cool, hey, your team might be healthy, but it's the same old.
Yeah, man. Vegas, man, I love it that you just got to take shots all the time. That shows us all we need to know.
And then I don't know if Con Man is going to be a Celtics fan or you a Laker fan. Who's your team, Con Man?
Well, we know who's not.
I don't know because at one point you was rooting for him.
When have I ever rooted for the Celtics? You already know my.
Okay. I'm done. So who's your team?
I like I said, of course, I've been a Lakers fan. You know what I mean? But I like to look at the game with some objectivity. You know what I mean? That's me. That's how I was. Since my boy,
That's a cuss word,
that's
Freddie.
the reason why I like you, sir.
That's a cuss word,
Smart.
Freddie.
You educated. You a good man. You a good man. I don't care what everybody else say about you. You a good man.
Comment, you cussing at Freddie. Talk about objectivity. That's a cuss word to Freddie.
Hey, comment. I don't care what the people say in the back room about you. Just know, I think you're a good man.
Okay.
You're a good man. Just know that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. I want to thank you guys for coming on tonight. It was definitely a fun show. I want to thank all the viewers. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook. Stay tuned because we got a lot more things coming out the woodworks. This is the Sports Empire Network. We are out of here. Until next Friday. Hopefully we have the full crew, because there was an individual that's calling me out earlier, talking all that talk, and he ain't show up at all. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I joke with Freddie. You know, Freddie's my guy. I mess with Freddie. You know, we mess with each other. What we do, but I show up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to. If you go mess with somebody, you got to show up. You got to show up.
But it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't, I guess. Until next time, y'all.
Have a good night, everyone.